everybody come on in.
See, when I be up in the scripts, I read it different now. I see the gospel as militant, I see the mission now.
Everybody
Righteous
come on
ones, the
in.
12 tribes vet them, that's my inner circle. We got bylaws like every 6 days, you best be making curfew. See, we want goons that'll cut you if you touch us. Ain't no rabbis, ain't no masters. We got OGs and we got brothers, but our weapons, they ain't carnal. We are sheep amongst wolves. The warrior in my voice is a shadow of things to come. Days without eating to beat and strengthen that inner man. We don't over, man, we understand. Yeah, that's the spirit, man. When we speaking, you hear it, man. Light what darkness can't comprehend, so they hate cause they fear it, man. See, they the children of the ones who killed the prophets, so we count it all for joy, cause it's a sign that we will profit. At the end, when the Son of Man comes again, I pray I'm found worthy and working and part of his battle plans. I got 12 tribes behind me. 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 12, 1, 12, 1, 12. I got 12 tribes behind me. 12, 1, 12, 1, 12. I got 12 tribes behind me. I'm seeking able men, such that fear a higher, that walk in truth and hate a hater, cause they fear a higher. I told y'all niggas years ago, I'm waking goons up. Can these dry bones live? We waking tombs up. I'm with the Bible gang, we throwing sets up. Real Judah, straight shooters, you get wet up. Your choice, baptism or the Nina. With one voice, we give that living Aquafina. I know Judas, that was brothers, they was hating on the low. Know my final destination, and can't everybody go. I got the game on like it's something like a figure four. Cross me, hello, they know, like shouting low. He kicked the tribe out, the tribe of Dan, and got some replacement killers, Manasseh and Ephraim. Count it all for joy, cause it's a sign that we will profit. At the end, when the Son of Man comes again, I pray I'm found worthy and working and part of his battle plans. I got 12 tribes behind me. 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 12, 1, 12, 1, 12. I got 12 tribes behind me.
I see the building in color. We got our movie night.
I'm seeking able men, such that fear a higher, that walk in truth and hate a hater, cause they fear a higher. I told y'all niggas years ago, I'm waking goons up. Can these dry bones live? We waking tombs up. With the Bible gang, we throwing sets up. Real Judah, straight shooters, you get wet up. Your choice, baptism or the Nina. With one voice, we give that living Aquafina. I know Judas, that was brothers, they was hating on the low. Know my final destination, they can't everybody go. I got the game on like it's something like a figure four. Cross me, hello, they know, like shouting low. He got
we had a great night. We had our first auction with Black Masters. Got on Black Masters, NOLA on our Instagram.
Swing up the scripture, but I can hit you, leave your blue black. Playing both sides, bisexual Hebrews. You can't eat with devils and come and eat with me. So I got 12 tribes behind me.
2021 coming.
I got 12 tribes behind me.
Who bought 2 items on our auction tonight. That's right, you got a backpack and a hoodie. You know what I'm talking about? So, not a hoodie, but a beanie, baby. So, yeah. 12. Support the culture. 12 tribes behind me.
12, 1, 12, 1, 12. I got 12 tribes behind me.
Yeah. Welcome to this episode of blackmasking.org. In this, we have been spotlighting our big chiefs, the ancestors and culture bearers of our community. Tonight, we have Big Chief Alfred Doucet. This is a special one for me tonight because this is actually my blood, my family, right? So he is actually, when you look at the bloodlines of the original inhabitants here. Doucet was one of those original names of the indigenous people of Louisiana. So this is a person that has been in this culture for so long. His big brother was in the culture. And I'm gonna let him tell his story. But not only was he a big chief in this culture, but since this is my uncle, I can give you a little personal information. He also owned a club back in the days called the Nightcap, which was the #1 club in New Orleans, right? Then he got so good with that when they opened the Nightcap too. You know, they were doing race cars before NASCAR was really doing it. Him and his brothers, they were racing cars from Mississippi to Louisiana, right? So, you know, when we look at these gentlemen that are putting on these elaborate suits, these spiritual suits that they have sewn for the entire year, you got to realize that as they talk to us about their culture, as they talk about all things that they've done to stay in this culture and everything they've done to evolve and bring in other people, other men and women into this culture, that they had a whole life outside of this culture, outside of being a culture pillar, outside of being how they say a recruiter, right? Outside of being someone that is keeping what our ancestors did, they had to work in this world. They had to have other lives. But most of the time, you will see that big chiefs are successful men outside of the culture because, one, it takes a lot to be able to command a tribe. It takes much intelligence. It takes much understanding. It takes wisdom. It takes being centered. And those are all things that you need in life to be successful. So it's not a wonder that they rose to the ranks of their tribe to become big chief, that they also are successful in their own lives, right? So here we have my uncle, you know what I'm saying, and we're about to get to his. Let's get to his story now. Like I said, as we are making our march to Carnival 2021, BlackMasking.org is working extremely hard to do its part in preserving the cultures as these big chiefs and tribal men and women have done, as well as the steppers, as well as the brass bands, as well as the skull and bones, as well as all the aspects, the big queens of our culture. So, you know, in our efforts, we are going to do our best to make sure that what our community does has a voice and is registered and remembered for 2021 because no pandemic, no government can stop us from being who we are. Remember, we were colonized and we're still doing who we are. We're still the indigenous people that we are. We may be wearing European clothes. We may be speaking in European language. We may be doing many things that resemble European, but we are just like we can't wash off this melanin. What is our culture, what is in us, can't be washed away. No matter who comes in, no matter what language we speak, no matter what new traditions we pick up, our culture will always be a mainstay in us. So I'm gonna switch this camera around right quick so Instagram can get in on the game, guys, and make sure that they see it as well. So, you know, we're working some things out in the studio. Out again, man. Big shouts out to my sister Tamar and Queen Esther for running our auction tonight, running our first auction, right? So let me get this down a little bit. Running. So Instagram is not going to get the best view as Facebook and YouTube is going to get, but you know, we're about to get it going. Because nothing stopped the culture. We got to rig everything up. We're going to make it happen. Decrease that there. Y'all need to see that. Y'all need to see me. Y'all need to see the big chief. Here we go.
Talk about fire, on fire.
This is original music.
Master carpenter, master body, friend of man, built race cars, integrated track in Mississippi back in the 60s. Me and Hank and David and King DeVar. If I had 2 nightclubs and night chapel, I used to deal with anywhere from 300 to 1,500 people a night that was coming to the club. I always wanted a mansion because I was a boy working in them. And that was my dream, and I got it. I wanted a race car, I had it. I wanted a Benz, I got it. You know, I followed my dream. I stuck with it. You think of your mind, I wanted a bad Indian suit, I got them. 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 Yeah, and I did that. You know, a lot of people have people make Indian suits with them. You know, come sit down and I'll take their pieces and go this way and that way. Some people pay people. Every last one of these suits that you see here, I did. And you know, like this Indian thing that we do, you know, it's our culture. You know, we brought it to art. 52, my dad was a carpenter, and Jabby lived in the night ward. He mass Indian. And Henry lived around the corner, 2 blocks from us on Russell Blade. He mass Indian, and he was a wild man. Henry used to take us hunting when we was little boys, because all back up in there in the night ward, a lot of us was swamp and rabbits and wild pigs and stuff like that. We used to go back there and hunt. And my brother Mud got interested through Jabby, and he started making Indian suit. And then the boy next to my grandmother, he started making Indian suit. Then Payson, he started making Indian suit. Then all of a sudden there was a whole bunch of the guys right out the neighborhood, and it just fanned out through the town, through the city. Went down to Ninth Ward and Hood Town and Pigeon Town and Poly Lane, all them boys, they made Indian suit, and you know, everybody was the prettiest. And that's what it was all about, making a pretty Indian suit. Making them bling, 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 bling. Murray bought the Flaming Arrow from. The Flaming Arrow was originally in the Ninth Ward by Jabby, and when Jabby passed it on to Murray, and Murray kept the Flaming Arrows on through the 7th Ward. And I used to ride with Buffalo Soldiers, and I told him, I said, I want you to make me a crown, a war crown. And he made me a crown like that crown there. I wanted to make one so bad. So, you know, like this Indian thing has always been a good thing to me. And I started off dealing with the Indians for myself, 88. Mardi Gras for the blacks was something that we really, really looked forward to day after day after day, all up to Mardi Gras. Especially when you cut the leaves down. You can't waste no time. You know, every day I had to sew 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. Every day. See, this was our Mardi Gras. You see those oak trees out there on that neutral ground. Claiborne Street was our curve. And they had all them oak trees over there. And we used to picnic. People from all over town would come from Esplanade to Orleans Avenue, and they'd picnic. And get swap food, swap ideas, network. It was big old family type thing. And the Indians come through, and the rebels come through. You know, and that was our Mardi Gras right up in that. You know, we make a parade. I never was too much on parade. Too much on the parade. But our Mardi Gras was Claiborne Street. They put the interstate through there, and when they put the interstate through there, then it took the family thing away. You know, people started backing up on Mardi Gras. Not the Indians, but people started backing up on how they used to prepare to go meet people over there on Claiborne Street under those oaks. They stopped, and they made cowboy costumes and all kind of costumes. You know, baby doll costumes, anything they can think of, they made. And the Indian was the main attraction. Like when Jabby was massing, Jabby would gather stuff. Jabby would go fishing. He would go to Florida and catch these different color fish, scale them, wash the scales, and sew them on the canvas. That's how we call them sequins. You can buy them. But Jabby started that That was him. Started that from our landlord. Exotic fish colors. What she told him one time was another one did him like that. He was a plasterer, and he made stuff, Indian suits like he molds plaster, and he made iron hookups to hang that stuff on and put it on his shoulder, and he walked with it. And you know, people was trying to be the prettiest and the biggest, like Shocking them. You see how big they make this suit. Shaka suit must be about 15 feet in there. That's 9 feet. His suit. And those guys, like Shaka pick up that crown and say, Shaka, I'm at that crown where he said, maybe about 100 feet. I see. And he walked mighty proud with that suit, with that crown. This Indian thing that we do, you know, it was one of the ways that we kept our kids together. You know, and I remember days before Katrina, you know, we had 15, 20, 25 kids sitting out with a needle and tray and making Indian suits, bro. Every evening. Yeah, it was like a big family thing right around the corner. 2608 Russia Blade Street. We did that with those kids. The strange fruit. Katrina came through. I had 5 Indian suits up high. I put them up high before I left. When Katrina came through, water came in 3 feet in my house. Katrina didn't get my suits. Got all the ones that was on the floor in the back. But didn't get 5 of my suits. And that strange fruit suit, see those feathers on that suit? 2004. I had a dream about a lynching, man. I said, I'm thinking about making Indian suit. So the old lady, his mama says to me, she says, Chief, she said, you ever heard Billie Holiday's record, Strange Fruit?
Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees.
I said, man, she said, well, you need to listen to it. Your grandpa lynching, go listen to that song. And I came right straight from Marlene's house and got on the computer and pulled it up. And when I heard that song, I knew I had to sew. And I sewed that suit. Ku Klux Klan, boy hanging in the tree, slave ship, slave auction. I brought it to them, put it on the street, put it on their mind. When they saw me come out, got on one knee. That's the biggest honor that you can get from anybody. Indians on the street when they bow to you. This is strictly dedication. It's just like a kid going to school to learn to read and write. It's strictly dedication. And if you don't dedicate yourself to something, you ain't gonna have nothing. And see, kids don't know that. What they see, they go with it. And what they see is not right. This is right and this is wrong. And the kids got to recognize. You understand that the right thing will get you to the right place. And the wrong thing will get you to the wrong place. It's as simple as that. Joe Scott helped me with this one there with the feathers, but all these other suits, all my upward, all the patches, on my way. I sewed it myself. I found myself getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, go sew, and then go back to bed at 9 o'clock. And then wake up at 10, 11 o'clock, and get back on the knee. That's how the calculated. That's how we had the kids. They wanted that beauty for mine right there. And, you know, they got guys put these Indian suits on and go out to the jazz festival and the heat. And I think they paid him $800, the chief. And he paid his men. And they might mind what, 30, 40, 50 dollars. They make $300 million with that jazz festival. And you can make $50. And you can part of it. It's about us. In the world, there be no party without us. Singing, Indian to second line. It's about us. We're getting rid of those figures that's been stand in our face telling us that we secondary, well, they're gone. Now we can say we first. And we need to say we first, because we are first. We are the most dominant people on this earth. We can do anything and everything we want to do if we make our mind to do it. We just got to stay focused on it.
One second, guys. All right, as y'all just saw that there, that was Big Chief Doucet, I believe week number 3, 5, yeah, week number 3. Wow, cancel that. One second, little technical issue. There we go. Like I said, so there you have, that was Big Chief Doucet. I believe he was week 3 for us. But as you see, we are trying to bring light to the true story of our community. Our community isn't just the French and the Spanish coming together to converge upon our place, our land. It's our story is more than the West Africans and the transatlantic slave trade. Our story is way deeper and much older than that. At blackmasking.org and all that we do for the auctions, as far as the documentaries, as far as the carnival, the festivals that we do, all is to pay homage to our blood, to our ancestors, to who we are as a people before we got mixed in the gumbo of Europeanism. As my uncle was speaking, this is something that kept our children, kept our kids, it kept our community together. This was something that was handed down from generation to generation. This wasn't given to our community by anyone but the Creator. So as we are looking for what we're going to do as we're going into this new year 2021, when we are looking at the future and its impending danger and its impending technology and its impending futuristic aspect of New World Order, I say unto you tonight, do not forget where you come from, because that's the only anchor you will have coming in 2021. There'll be many lies. There's going to be many traps. The more you know thyself, your culture, and your people, you'll know and see what is being done to your tribe and your people yet again. We ask that you guys go to blackmasking.org, check out all of our big chiefs, check out all of the stories that we have, over 37 of them, speaking their truth, speaking of our culture. And we ask that you continue to tune in with us and support the culture so we can keep it going. Because no one can stop us but us, period. As my uncle said and Big Chief Doucet said. Now, man, we started this. And Like Pac said, ain't nobody taking us out until we leave. Until we decide to leave this place, nobody's going to take us off this earth. We are indigenous. The 1828 Noah Webster Dictionary of Americans says the copper-colored aboriginals found here by Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans, not the descendants of the copper-colored people they found here, but other descendants of Europeans. When we start unraveling the lies, and we start looking at who and what our culture and what our people do, we will see an ancient connection to it. And that ancient connection will send you home. And what we pray that you will see is before Islam, before Christianity, before Baptist, before all of that, before totem poles, there was the Most High, the Creator. He's been here from the beginning to the end. So, with all that said, we'll see y'all guys next Thursday at 6:45 with Big Chief Al Wamble number 4. You know, I'm talking about the logo for blackmasking.org. You know what I'm saying? So, we pray that you guys catch us next Thursday at this same time. And you want to be one of them studious students and get ahead of the class, and then we can talk about it on the next one. Go to blackmasking.org to the Big Chief Archives, and you will see Big Chief Al Wamble. And next week, at the end of the show, maybe if you got some questions about what you just saw, about their tribe, because this tribe is special. This tribe is the only all-blood tribe in New Orleans. All the other tribes are different people that have come together for their area, for their tribe, for their ward. This is all generational. So you don't want to miss that. So next week, 6:45, Big Chief Al Wamble, the Cheyenne tribe. Shalom.